next video. And here's the downward sloping end of the beds with the hydrangea trees. I got each of those for 20 bucks a few years ago on clearance. They've done great, but I did just nick the base of one with the weed whacker the other day, and I may have to replace this. Coincidentally, I happen to have one extra that I didn't need to buy that's up against the house, kind of crowded, so it may get to move back here. Guess it's my backup. I just tore out broccoli in here that was not doing well last week and put in bean seeds. I see some sprouts. I may need to mulch this with something because it's going to dry out. It also needs watered later today. Parsley and green beans are growing together. Still had no green beans. Not even any flowers. Something's eating the leaves. I don't know if I'll bother to treat them for anything though. Then here I've got, I'm not sure if these are sha-lots, or if they're bunching onions. But in the middle, because I was fighting for space, I crowded in some squash, 2 of those, and a cucumber plant. And this is actually, so far I've picked one off and there's another one coming. This is the most productive one, which is pretty pathetic at this time of year. Next bed over, this was the pea trellis that had peas taller than me on it. Granted, they get a 12-inch boost for being in the raised bed. Now it's got cucumbers, and they, for the most part, are not doing well at all. I've had to replace a bunch. I've reseeded directly into there for some. I've gone out and bought some plants where I don't care for the varieties, but desperate times call for desperate measures. I may be doing that again later today, going out and buying more plants and seeding some also. Drip irrigation, I've got 2 kinds on here. I'm trying something different. I've got little drip emitters. I think these are a ½ gallon every hour. I was trying to plant seeds between each of them, and as you can see, these have already died while I was on vacation up in New York. Maybe you can see. And then I've also got some tubes going out with this little guy sprays a jet around it, kind of like a whirlwind. But it only works if you have it on. I didn't put timers on anything because I don't really trust my stuff not to drip or leak. So here's another ½ octagon end cap I put on this year. This one does not have one yet. It's the only 3-foot wide bed I have. It's the first one. Soil's the worst in it probably. And I will need to build a 3-foot wide ½ octagon. The 4-foot wide ones are doing real well. I built these this year. This has a mix of me throwing in some spare squash plants and some store-bought watermelon plants. I don't have much faith in those. Love the Zephyr squash, the 2-tone ones here. These are cool, super tender, very productive. Again, I ran some drip irrigation, some bubblers and stuff off of the irrigation that runs through this bed. There's a sunflower coming up in the middle because I tossed some of those in there too. This is kale and peppers, and maybe these are the bunching onions I was thinking. No, maybe these are the shallots, I forget. Anyhow, so I've alternated those. I feel like maybe having onions intermingled maybe helps deter some of the insects. Kale's had a rough time of it, but I don't have row cover over it. That's all making them all pretty like Kelly's. Here's some dill that I threw in there, coming up everywhere. Peppers are coming on nice, if we can find it. There's a yellow variety. There's 2 long green ones. Those look nice. And over on the far side, there's some dark purple ones. For some reason, the peppers at this end aren't doing quite as well. I don't know if it's just because they've gotten overshaded by this variety of kale. If this variety of kale is maybe sucking too many nutrients out, I don't know. And here's a purple pepper coming on. Again, I don't know if you can see these. And there's marigolds in there as well. I will stop this video and go on to the next raised beds.